Hi everyone, this is Bailey Plays Drums. I am here with yet another stupid video that people will judge me for and hate me for and knock me for being a transition person, knock me for the alphabet mafia, and they will drag me for being fat, or they will drag me for my hair or whatever. But it's not for me to care about those things. It's of me to walk my walk and do what I gotta do. Highfalutin will get anyone nowhere. Highfalutin is why America is in shambles. So I have decided I really am going to make a Jesus Freak 2025 and Free at Last 2025 DC Talk cover tribute study album attempts, and it could take me a long time, so the date might change or something. I'm also working on a lot of other stuff too, one of which involves writing, one of which involves a comic book, but I'm not supposed to tell everybody about everything that is in the plan, because then closed-minded people like whoever narc'd on me last night for preaching and had my mom yelling at me, and now my parents can't reconcile being around me. So I have lost my parents because whoever narc'd on me while I was live streaming last night could not reconcile their earthly beliefs of Xtianity with my path of preaching through love and peace. So it has come to me through him to let it slide, because my plans, his plan, doesn't involve reaching highfalutin Christians at the moment. I am supposed to stay amongst the secular world because they're the only ones who actually have compassion and empathy, which are listed many times in the TST tenets, but are not listed once in the Ten Commandments, a book that Christ tried to be a liberal about and help us understand it. Not to change it, but to understand it. The records Free at Last and Jesus Freak are really, really good for a message of love and acceptance. And that is why I would like to learn them and make them. I don't just play drums. I play guitar, and I play bass. I sing. I scream. So I'm going to try and do something like that. My first thing that I need to do is try and reach Owen Morgan from Telltale, because I believe that he is the first person who can help preach the message of love. Because without love, you can't know Christ. After that, I would like to reach Kevin Max from DC Talk, who is being shunned by Xgens who think they know so much because they are highfalutin, prideful, greedy. They have ignored the fruits of the Spirit. They have ignored the Spirit. And they think it's more important for Jesus TM, their white Jesus, that they use as a false idol. And they think that it is more important for them to bow down to a false idol like this, which is why I refuse to wear that anymore. I still worship him, but I will not wear a false idol that mankind has ruined. And I'm not going to worship some picture of white Jesus just because it makes some people happy. I'm certainly not going to give a crap about my body. You know what? I'm in transition. Transition is a wonderful word. Conversion. Conversion's a terrible word. We should not be converting. We should be accepting and allowing transition. I will go on record right now. Just like in a second, I went from Satanist to Christian. In a second, through the Spirit, I no longer believe in all the crap about gender. Everyone is allowed to believe whatever they want. Okay? I'm not taking that away from you. That's judgmental and that's pride. I refuse to be a gender. That's for medical crap. That's for documented science, which is only a list of facts that we think we know. Science isn't predicting the future and knowing everything in advance. Science is a list of things we know, just like history is a list of things we know. I used to be so, and I'm still, really obsessed with the Revolutionary War and the idea of America, because it's the idea of people who are fed up with Catholic dogma trying to leave so that they could believe freely and give everyone freedom. But that's not what modern exegens seem to be about. They seem to be about judgment, hate, fear, scorn, and not about compassion and empathy. So I'm going to hang out with the hippies. I'm going to hang out with the punk rockers. I'm going to hang out with the junkies. I'm going to hang out with all of the people that Christ would have hung out with and did. I'm going to keep playing drums, and I'm going to keep getting better at being a good person. You cannot understand anything if you don't start by putting your pride aside and learning to be a better person every single day. And that's why I'm exhausted all the time, because the Spirit doesn't let me have a break. I keep having to write things down in the notebook because I need to be better at teaching. Because if I use the wrong words, language is fallible, and people will not understand the message through the words, which is the issue with the current editions that are commonly and popularly available, that the Christians love to tout in their churches, as they do, all highfalutin, full of rules, no guidelines, no trusting in the Spirit, no leaps and walks of faith. Just if I follow these rules and I go to church on Sunday, I go to heaven and I win, and everyone else who doesn't sucks and loses. I'm sorry for them. I'm not judging them. I'm just sorry for them because they are missing out on so much. So I'm going to keep being me. I'm going to keep learning and being a good person, which is something that I have been striving for since when I joined TST in the first place. I joined because they're about compassion. They're about dignity for all mankind. They're about fighting separation of church and state. I'm an American, and I'm proud of that despite where we are in this country. Does that make sense? I'm going to play some drums. This video has been brought to you by businessman Jay Schlatt, who I respect very much, because as much as everyone thinks that he's a giant dickhead because that's his character, they don't know him. He's a beautiful, wonderful soul. People persecute what they don't understand because they fear the unknown and they can't take a joke. God has a sense of humor. I see serendipity every day now that I walk with him. It's not proof, but it's proof. Almost 10 minutes. Time for drums. So if you are worried about my health, if you are worried about my inability to speak, if you are worried about my inability to play drums, just know that I have been charged with more than singing, playing drums, getting high for my own benefit. But I can do anything without self-indulgence, without judgment and pride. Anyone who knows me in person knows that I come only in love. Anyone who knows me in person knows I'm not of pride. Anyone who knows me in person knows that I hate lying. I can't stand it. My memory, due to mental illness, is pretty fickle. I get about 3 seconds at a time of memory before it shuts down. And because of the new trauma that I experienced, now I have that stutter because I get mixed up, and because God took my beautiful ability to speak from me because I was being prideful. He took my ability recently to play drums because I was full of my own foolish ego. And he took away my language so that I could speak. He took away my ability to make art because I wasn't doing it the right way. I like to be a drummer and a bassist because they are servant roles in the band. The guitar players get to go in front of the stage and go, and everybody goes, oh! The singer gets to go up in front. Here's my tattoos that I got as a stupid, embarrassed, needy, selfish person because I wanted to grab the mic and have that there show. I don't need that crap anymore. I don't need my hair to show that I'm a woman. I don't need implants to show that I'm a girl. I don't need surgeries to show I'm a girl. I don't need an ID. I don't need a birth certificate. I have all of those things. I am a girl, legally. But you know what? Gender's outdated. And the words that the Alphabet Mafia uses that everyone gets hung up on, they're just descriptors. We use genres and categories to make life easily digestible for us, labels, so that we can understand things because we're fearful of what we don't understand. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to give it all up and allow him to give you what you need. And I hope that no one else narcs to my mom when the spirit fills me, or my mental illness and the spirit make me incomprehensible to those who cannot believe in something more. And I don't judge them, and I'm not mad at them. I wish them only the best. I wish them only love and compassion, and I wish that they had access to find him on their own. Because I'm not here to preach to you and tell you to live for him, to tell you what the rules are. I'm here to tell you to love one another, treat each other with empathy and compassion, like TST. And even if you can't find that belief because it's hard for you to reconcile, I urge you to open your mind. You know, I've been listening to Jesus Freak all week. But you know what else I love? I love Dave Matthews. I love Nirvana. I love Tool. I love Cannibal Corpse. And if you can't reconcile that I like to listen to those things, and I'm also Christian, excuse me, bad word. If you're confusing me as an exgen, worry not. Labels are for humans, not for God. Spirit says I'm done. One more time with the drums. Let's see what happens. I would love to do some singing while I do it, which is something I've been practicing a lot. I'm practicing single kick, and I'm practicing singing while I play, and I'm practicing using only snare, 2 toms, and this is a 16-inch Zildjian low volume L80 cymbal, which is really supposed to be a crash, but it's very small, compact, and I need not for my perfect white pearl drum set out there. I have a 24-inch kick and a huge maple drum set, pearl white, just like I always dreamed of, by the brand Pearl, which I always wanted the most. I have the perfect drum set for me. I have cymbals that I could set up 5 drum sets with professional level cymbals. Not the cheap crap. But that's not for me to care about anymore. I lost a friend over being cocky about drums and wanting to play my special drums and not let other people touch them. I lost a friend recently because of that. Shane Smith, I humbly apologize to you. And I pray that we can be friends again. I don't like holding grudges. That's not for me. I wanted to be eating my chicken nuggets by now. They're right there in the kitchen waiting to be eaten. But I was compelled to come on here out of love because I know people have been worried or confused, and I want them all to know I'm better than okay. Ever since I found him, 1 week ago from Sunday, just after midnight, my life changed, and it cannot go back. So I don't come here to tell you to find God. I tell you to find love, and I urge you to open your mind to what could be more. Like Tool with the Bill Hicks, think for yourself. Question authority. Think for yourself. Question authority. Only through that can we come together like the Beatles right now and save the world from MAGA, the exgens, the persecutors, the haters, the murderers, the rapists, the many rapists who turned me away and hurt me and broke me so much. I urge you to look through the eyes of a child. I urge you to listen to Killswitch Engage, Alive or Just Breathing. Because Jesse Leach writes amazing lyrics. You can listen to Dave Matthews' Message of Peace. And you can do it. You can listen to Cannibal Corpse's message of terrible things. And you can not do it. And that's what the metalheads get that the exgens don't get. It's been 20 minutes, so I'm gonna drum real fast and we're out of here because I need to reach people. bless you all. BaileyPlaysDrums, signing out. Owen Morgan, Telltale. I hope that I can see you and we can just have a conversation peacefully where neither of us tries to convince each other of anything and we can just talk. That's all. Love you all. Infinite love.